What is up, you beautiful people out there on the internet? It is I, Michael Shockman, here with a new test episode for this, our Institute channel, for a potential series that I'm going to try and see how you guys feel about, and if you guys like it, I'll go ahead and do it. And I might make a single season, and depending on how things go, see how it goes from there. In today's episode of this test season, we are going to be covering what I call the 4F method of running great, thematic, and engaging combats. The 4F method is the method that I use as a semi-professional DM and Dungeon Master and Game Master for painting a picture to my players of the battlefield, and then exploiting and acting upon the things that I have painted and described, so that I can affect a great game in the eyes of my players. Without any further ado, let's dive into it. So, the 4Fs. Those are the feel, the fight, the fear, and the fun. First, the feel. The feel is all about how you describe and set up the stakes for the upcoming combat. Your goal in this is to drive home the feel of the struggle, whether it be urgency, desperation, heroicism, or just plain revenge. In this element, you must describe elements of the battlefield. For example, are there hostages that need to be saved before the bandit leader cuts all their throats? This provides urgency. Or are your PCs low on health, special abilities, or magic? Make them realize that this is a fight for their lives, and perhaps the lives of others they are protecting. This emphasizes desperation. Lastly, is your party assaulting a heavily guarded tower wherein lies a damsel or loved one that the party must rescue or perhaps aid in their time of need? Have the party fight huge hordes of enemies, but make them minions or low-level mooks. Trust me, there's nothing like racking up a serious body count in the name of justice to make the players feel heroic. Yada yada yada, you get the picture. Second, we have the fight. The fight is where whenever you have the chance or the opportunity, you need to describe as much about the elements of the combat as you can. When a PC hits an enemy and rolls damage or even misses, use the following moments after that to thematically paint the picture of how their sword, for example, whiffs over the head of the orc, but is then swiftly followed up by a thrust to the torso, impaling and possibly killing the orc. Furthermore, when a PC defeats an enemy of note, what I like to do is I like to ask them to describe what it looks like when they finish off their foe. I find that it keeps the players engaged, and they have a lot of fun adding their own flavor to the elements and the moments of their glory. Next, and third, we have the fear. Now, as great as it may seem to have all high notes and have your PCs be badasses all the time, and it is, you need to make the players sweat a little from time to time. You need to instill the fear. Usually when the players are winning pretty heavily, what I like to do is I will have the enemies pop off a few special heavily damaging or debilitating abilities to really make the players sweat. Usually, my goal, if I haven't already, is to try and get the PCs in this phase to take a major hit to their HP and maybe one other stat. It could be a debilitating attack, or it could be a debilitating attack ability that makes the player succeed a moderately difficult saving throw, or have a debuff or ailment condition applied to them. This is your chance to, I don't know, throw a proverbial spanner in the well-laid plans of the party. And trust me, if you do this right, it will add a huge level of stakes and will raise the stakes and the fun for the players. And when they realize that they aren't invincible, they will take the game much more seriously and will really be on the edge of their seats. Trust me, gets them every time. Alright. Okay, so we've covered the feel when you set up the struggle to come. We've talked about the fight, when you and the players should work together to be as descriptive as you can about elements in the fight that are under each person's control. We've also delved into the fear, where when the party are on the rise, you need to check their potential hubris and have your baddies pull out the ace up their sleeves to make the party sweat and think twice. Now, we cover what is, in my opinion, the most crucial F of them all: the fun. The fun. With all the things I have told you up till now, you can pull through a decent combat. But no combat, no matter how well run it is, no matter will be worth it, if you and your players aren't having fun. So, this last section is simply to say that in any particular combat, I would highly encourage this. If it feels right or needed, do it. If the combat feels like it is too one-sided, you're the game master. Change the stats on the fly. The key to a great combat is knowing your players, what they like, what they hate, and what they are not okay with. This is to say, make the players feel the battle through cooperative dynamic description. This will make the fight seem a bit more real. This in turn can make the players fear for their characters, and in doing so, they, 9 times out of 10 in my experience, will have fun. Now, with that out of the way, and with that being said, there's one little disclaimer I need to give. I truly believe that it is imperative to make sure that no player ever feels unsafe, triggered, or scared on a fundamental level during your game. Feeling those things for their character is one thing, but if your content or game is making them feel that way about themselves, it is time to pump the brakes, take a second, and have a talk with the group. I try, before I start any campaign, to get an idea of my players' comfort level for various things. Now, there are things that should never, ever be done in a game, and if you don't know what they are, then you should probably think twice about running a game, just saying. But in any case, there are forms, which will be in the links down in the description. It'll be a link down in the description to where you can purchase or download those, both in PDF and in printable form, that you can send or hand out to your players. These are in the form of a questionnaire of checkboxes, where they have various categories and then checkboxes with the varying levels of comfort or discomfort therein. This form allows each player to silently and privately indicate to the DM what they are okay with, what they are okay with in certain circumstances, and what are their hard passes / hard no's for their comfort level. I highly recommend that you check these out. They will help you in the long run. Check them out. With this last piece of advice for this session, use these forms, follow them, and build a game that you can enjoy that also respects the boundaries of your players. Trust me, you will be glad of it, and your players will thank you for it too. Alright folks, this has been my little quick dive into the 4F method, the method that I use to be able to run fun and engaging combats. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment down below with what your thoughts on this are, and what your thoughts on with some stories, maybe a little recount of what your favorite combat was, and possibly or maybe you're not your favorite combat, and if you think that the use of the 4F method as described here would have been able to save said combat in your mind. Leave a comment down below. I'm Michael Shogman, folks. I've been your host and commentator. This is the test episode for the possible DM tips series going forward. If it gets enough likes, if it gets, let's say, 10 likes, or actually let's say 8 likes, within 2 weeks of it going live in the new year, I will go about making a new series, or at least one season of this, to see how things go, and we'll see how things go from there. So it's up to you guys. Let me know. Anyway, guys, I'm Michael Shockman. I've been your host and commentator, and until next time, bye-bye for now. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Secondly, if stream bucks are plentiful, please consider supporting the channel either by subscribing on Twitch, pledging on Patreon, or by grabbing some merch over at the Shock Shop. The links to all of these will be in the About section and in the description down below. Again, thank you to all of our supporters for all of the likes, shares, and views. I really appreciate it, and without all of you, our work here would not be possible. I'm Michael Shockman, folks. I've been your host and commentator, and remember, keep it real, keep it safe, keep it healthy, and we will see you guys all again soon in the next one. Peace off, everybody.